How is everybody doing? Well, it's after New Year's. Let me zone in a little on my little Chanel candles I got. Remember those? And we'll zoom out a little bit. Anyway, I'm not feeling that great. I didn't drink or anything, but I got really sick New Year's Eve. And I've not been really great ever since. And I think the problem is, just TMI. I threw up so much that I'm just exhausted. I stayed up all night long, throwing up like 5 hours. It almost seemed like food poisoning, except I know people say you can't get food poisoning that sick, but it was definitely a response to something I ate. I'm positive. I don't have the flu. I think the aches that I'm feeling, no kidding, the muscles in my back and rib area are from throwing up so long and so hard. Which taught me I got a workout just from throwing up. That's pretty sad. Very sad, actually. All right, I'm trying to reach my coffee because that's even more awful if I can't have my coffee. So, in the meantime, how are y'all doing? I hope y'all aren't sick. A lot of people have the flu. But not like stomach. A lot of people are having, the respiratory stuff. I hope I don't get that either. I hope y'all don't either. Anyway, I'm hoping later on this afternoon, I'm just going to get ready with y'all right now, but just kind of hoping later this afternoon or this evening when my husband comes home, he did go ahead and go in. When I say go in, he went and got his guys and gals started, his team that he employs. And because he said, they need work, I need work, so he went. But he promised me, he did have the surgery. For those of you who don't know, the knee surgery he had was very successful. It was very helpful to him. And but he still needs to kind of take it easy. They want him to be moving. Sort of like after you have a baby, after you have any kind of surgery now, especially knee surgery, they want you mobile. Because that's the way our bodies are made to be. And so, they want you to be mobile. By the way, what I'm using is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Eye Renewal Cream. And I've been using this off and on. I guess I should use it more steady to see if I'm seeing a huge difference in it. I just knocked everything over. Okay. And I know I'm probably not dressed real festive. When I do my New Year's Eve, when I do my New Year's announcement, I'll dress up a little maybe. How about that? I'm using L'Oreal Hydra Genius, which is for normal and dry skin. It's a moisturizer. I do like it. It says after cleansing, you smooth it over your face. I've already pre-cleansed my face. And y'all know that I put it on my 3 fingers. I don't like to use a whole lot of anything, so I just put it on those 3 and really get, back here, one pass on my nose, under here real good. I also use whatever the leftover is for my eyes, right on the top of my mouth, because a lot of people get, I'm going to add a little extra right in that wrinkle area. A lot of people get wrinkles there from smoking, but you can get it from talking, kissing, whatever that is. Just, I think you get them. I think it's worse and more pronounced if you smoke, but I still think you get them. Try to stay away from the hairs a little bit, but I do want them up there too, actually. And down the neck. Use any leftover down the neck. Now, I do have a special neck cream. I've not shown y'all that. I don't use it all the time, and I think it's purely because of necklaces. But now I've gotten where I'm taking necklaces on an awful lot because I'm changing from silver and gold. I just changed back to silver. And so I'm using my little Tiffany butterfly from Lance, which I love. And my cross that I gave to my mother. And so when she went to heaven, I asked my sister if she would agree I could have this back. And she said yeah, and then I gave her my mother's ring. And then this is the, what I call my badge of courage, my medallion of courage. And I put it on this beautiful chain that looks like seashells. And it kind of goes with these earrings because these are both have that koa wood in them. And it's from when we were in Hawaii and I rode on the sea, which I don't really like to do. And of course, it started getting choppy. It was terrible. I hated it. But I did it for my husband because it's what he wanted, and I really almost had a little nervous breakdown. But, when you have a fear like that, people can tell you all day long how everything's okay, and it doesn't help. It just doesn't help if you have that kind of fear. My fear is not unfounded. I would not call it a phobic fear. I've been in 4 boating accidents. None of them on the sea. They've been on the lake. But I have been on a sailing regatta where it got really rough. The sea got really rough, and I have a friend at our church. I shouldn't say a friend. He's a acquaintance. I don't know him personally. But who wrote a book about, now this was a squall came up, but they couldn't tell it was coming. Where's that book? Hold on, I'll show it to you. I talked to y'all about it. It's called A Sailing Story, A True Tale of Rescue and Redemption, and it's written by Preston Milliken, and there were people who died. They just went out sailing one day, and it was 2015 Dolphin Island Regatta, and him and his dad, and I think, was it his sister or just him and his dad? And then I think cousins. But there was 6 people who died, and he and his dad lived. You shouldn't take the sea lightly, y'all. Even if you think, well, I'm an accomplished, you know, salesperson. I know how to ride. Well, so did they. Him and his dad have been sailing for years. They're in a regatta. You don't join a regatta unless you know what you're doing. So, but it's just you run the risk every time. And I'm not interested. Just not interested. Okay, so for today, I'm going to try IT Cosmetics CC Plus. And this is the color correcting full coverage cream with anti-aging hydrating serum and SPF 50. That is so long, but that just sounds like it has so much good stuff in it. Obviously, it's got just a really good titanium oxide, and what else is it? Zinc oxide. So that's the 2 sunscreens. So that's great. I mean, it's fantastic. It'd be best if you put this on with your hands, in my opinion, but I am not in the mood to have to go to wash them, so I am going to use them pump and a half just on my 301 buffing brush. And wow, this does smell like almost like a suntan lotion. It really does. Boy, this is real heavy coverage. For a CC cream, it's a very strong coverage, don't you think? Look at the difference where it is on my face and where it isn't. That's really strong coverage. But it said it was. So, I'm just going to make my little lines down, and then we'll smooth them out. Just always want to make sure I get everywhere. Let's go on up, and now we'll start twirling. I don't do as much on my forehead, as y'all know. And I do want to get it, but I don't like to do a lot on my forehead. I just want to make the color blend. I actually am going to go a little on either side of my eye. And now I'm going to go the opposite direction of the straight up and down lines, just to make sure I have no switch marks. Get around the nose, the crux of the nose real good. Make sure you got the end real good. Always make sure that you didn't miss any section. Unless you have a really great complexion that doesn't have a lot of color or texture change, and all you really need to do is kind of blend in around the center of your face. But for most people, they have to kind of get it all. And you certainly want to make sure you blend in whatever you do have. And then I do some stamping, and what the stamping is, just kind of pushing it in. It's just putting it into your pores. Kind of helps it look a little more matte, and then whatever's left, I just kind of go down my neck into my décolleté. I don't go very far. I just make sure I blend it out good. And, you know, of course, drop your jaw to make sure you don't have a line right there. Okay, so I've used my skincare, and I've used this IT Cosmetics CC Plus cream, and that, by the way, was in color light. And now I am going to use some Too Faced blush. It's just an older blush I have. It's Your Love is King. I just feel like I shouldn't keep buying all new. I need to use what I have. And so I thought this was in the makeup drawer, so I thought we'd use that. And I think I'm just going to use, instead of my blush brush, I'm kind of in the mood to use a little bit of a contour brush. It's a Morphe M437. It's just kind of like a, it's a contour brush. It's a kind of a kabuki, but it's not, and I'm just going to kind of stay, above this area right here. So it'll kind of cut it out without me having to put contour. Sometimes you can contour by placement. You don't have to have color. Someone once told me when I was using the, the Boom Cosmetics, that you don't need to use that for contour. I know that it's not a contour product. you can too use blush as contour by the place that you place it. You don't have to go buy contour colors. You don't have to go buy a bronzer and use a cut-in or anything like that. It all can be in how you place your blush and the tone that you use. I mean, I wouldn't get a super pink. This is kind of a purpley pink. And again, it is placement. Like I'm doing the placement right here at my temple, and that is contouring by definition. And you see that I didn't put any brown. I just made sure that I came at a sharp angle and did not get anywhere here, which is what you would have done. Now, if you really want to contour, you can do a little bit more back here, and that will really define that area more. And then smile and round it out. Wow, this brush, this is Morphe, and a ton of fallout of the brush itself is happening. Let me get my Sigma and try to knock it off. Okay. Not impressed. But anyway, so I'm just going to put a little more back here, staying up there, and I will still round that out. Down here, and I'm going to come down my nose and then under my nose real good. And all that does, again, is contour. I'm just putting a darker color, cutting in there, cutting in here, and then you just got to be sure and blend it down good. And it doesn't really matter if it's brown or if it is a pinky blush and not a peachy blush. God, this is having a ton of fallout all over my nose. Okay, I'm getting rid of this. I'm done with that brush. Good heavens. Okay, Morphe, you're losing me. Definitely losing me. That's a lot of hairs falling on my face. Am I just not in a good mood, do you think, because I don't feel good? That's a lot of brushes that came out. I mean, what am I trying to say? Hairs. Brush hair. A lot. That means it's not holding it in good. God, it's all over my forehead, too. I didn't even notice that. I bet y'all are